Ciao ragazzi, my name is Anthony. Welcome back to Inter Worldwide. And here we are for another match day. Another big one. And it was a big one. There were some big fixtures. And I apologize for the awkward streaming time for all of those who are not in Australia, but I don't have any other time to do this sort of show, do I? I don't have any other time in general, do I? So let's just do it. Let's just get right into it. Because that's the best thing about these match day recaps. There's a lot to get into. And once again, I stood no chance at catching many, if any, of these fixtures on the weekend. I've still only seen the highlights of about half of the games. Well, I did just go back to work this week, but that's no excuse because it hasn't been hard. So anyway, without further ado, it sucks that I didn't get to watch many of the games this weekend. And for those of you who do come through today, let me know how I'm sounding. Keep checking me on the microphone to make sure that it's not fading out or it's not poor quality, because I'm always very conscious about that sort of stuff. Lecce. Bro. Parma at the moment, that's rough. That's rough as shit if you're a Parma fan at the moment. They have been absolute wank for a while now. They started the season pretty promising. A few good results, even when they weren't picking up results, they picked up good performances, but they're 3 losses in 5, 2 points out of a possible 15. They are shit. They are awful. Parma are awful, and they are bang smack in the middle of a relegation battle. Parma are in a relegation battle. And yeah, I know that, they just came back this year. But they had a good enough team to compete more on these fronts. They've just been piss weak in so many results. Not just this one, but they're a classic case of like they can't play for 90 minutes. Like that dagger from Milan last week would have hurt big time, but they couldn't even beat Venezia at home. They didn't go to Genoa and get any points at all. They didn't go to Genoa and get any points at all. Nor did they against Torino. They got smacked by 5 by Roma. They let Verona come to their backyard and win. You know, their most impressive result this season is the home 3-1 win over Lazio, for sure. Compacted with a 2-2 draw away in Turin to Juventus. But overall, Parma has been absolutely shit, man. And their captain, is it Cancelleri? Is that their captain? Oh, man, I can't rattle off squads off the top of my head off every side in Serie A. I wish I could, but I can't. I forget Cancelleri. Is that the name of their captain? It's going to absolutely do my head in. It's going to do my head in now for the rest of the day. I don't even know who. I don't know. Anyway, it would suck. It would suck to be them. And they're third last on the ladder. We'll get to the ladder at some point soon, but it's absolutely shit. Reno's here. Akaza Inter. We didn't lose. That's all right. Juve won a game finally. They can all pretend to be happy again. They probably ended up scoring all of their goals for the next month against Empoli. So if Thiago Motta doesn't score in the next 2 games, best believe that all of your goals came out against Empoli will come out at once. I love Reno, but he's definitely the type of guy to keep it quiet until one thing happens to Inter. But that's what happens with the Juve fans this season. They all come out and they all pretend to get along with each other, but then they go back eventually. But more importantly, let's stick to the topic for a second. Parma are absolutely merda. Like, it's really bad. Like, I like Parma. I grew up liking Parma, and it's actually shit. It's actually shit. It's really, really bad. Anyway, sucks to be them, but it doesn't suck to be Lecce, because if you're Lecce, you just got 3 points in a very important situation for yourself at the moment. We've been talking a little bit about Lecce the last times we've done these shows/episodes, but they got 3 points, which were like liquid gold this time because it lifted them like 3 places above the ladder out of a relegation zone And, at the end of the day, they should be a team that survives relegation, even though they were one of my picks to go down. When you look at Monza and Venezia, which we will a little bit closely later, will very soon, these two have started to shoot themselves in as relegation. But unlike Lecce, Lecce is still the sort of team that has had a little bit more experience than the others, rotating in and out of the Serie A draw. Please, buddy, unlike you guys complaining about the refs. Yeah, man, there was a penalty on Turan, but I'm still not complaining. I don't really care. Mortadella Motta. Man, I can't believe I didn't hear that. Mortadella. I can't believe I didn't hear that earlier. I was very, very happy when you brought that up. Lecce sucks, but they got their 3 points against Parma, which is exactly what, Parma deserve for being shit. Anyway, Udinese got 3 points as well. Good for them. They don't really need the points drastically because they're always going to be in the mid-table to meaty curve. But you know who could have used the point? Their opponents, Venezia. And despite Caviglia goals and goals for Christian, I'm not going to try and pronounce his last name, not enough because Lorenzo Luca, a goal again. Well done to Lorenzo Luca, who scored a goal again. Oh, by the way, I didn't even watch these highlights at all. This was a game that I missed completely. I did catch the Parma highlights. We won't even go back and talk about them. I probably should have covered it a little bit more, but it was more so talking about how crap, actually really, really bad at the moment. But I haven't seen the Udinese goals, and we are watching it right now. 34th minute. Very nice. Good to see you here, Fusion, bro. My member, my brother. Good to see one of my members here. We've got 13 people with us now, which is very nice. Like the video, subscribe if you are new. Just confirm that you can't hear the audio, yeah? I'd hate to get clipped on this, copyrighted. There's Lorenzo Luca. Wow. You guys can't hear the audio from this, right? I'm playing it from a different browser. Good finish from Lorenzo Luca, man. Close range, stretches his leg nice and far. He's got that beautiful Pinamonti frame and a little bit more ability than Pinamonti, so no foul in midfield recorded. Tovan. Good finish. Good finish. Lovric. Second goal of the season. Well done. Good finish. Good finish. 2-0 Udinese. Caviglia to take the free kick. Is this the goal for Caviglia? If it is. What a hit, cuz. What a fucking hit, bro. What a hit, bro. Serie A. Serie A. Is everyone in the world watching? You watching? You guys watching? Serie A. Serie A. Caviglia. Rewind that. Rewind that, brother. Rewind that. That's cheese, bro. Cheddar. What's good, brother? That is cheese, man. That's fantastic. Corner to Venezia. 2-2. Gitke. 2-2. Looking like a good point for Lecce at this point in the game. But straight away. Oh, Sole, what skill? Oh, Ico Bravo. What a finish. What a finish from Bravo, bro. Oh, Ike Bravo. That is classy. That's so classy, bro. That is backyard football at its finest. Backyard footy, brother. Well done. 3 points for Udinese to keep them in the meaty part of the table. No points for Venezia to keep them in the relegation battle. Oh, did Stankovic get injured? That's unfortunate. Thanks for coming by, Rick. I really, really appreciate it. Next game. One of my other picks to be relegated, one of the other picks to be relegated for me. And I still am going to pick them to get relegated because I don't like them. I don't like Verona to the point where I just don't want them to stay up. And if they do stay up, I'm going to be upset the same way I was with Cagliari a few years ago. But either or, they get their result. They get 3 of the most liquid gold points any team is going to get all season in Serie A, to be honest. They were only on 20 competition points going into this game, so they were already staring down the battle of a crappy season, which they are still having. I won't give them any flowers at the end of the day. But you can only beat what's in front of you, and it just so happened that what was in front of them was now I guess you could say the worst team in Serie A this season. And did they take a point from Inter at the start of the season? I'm going to go check that right now, because if they did, I'm going to... Fuck! It is frustrating. It is frustrating. It is frustrating. It's frustrating to see these things. Frustrating to see these things. In September of 2024, when Lecce took a point, or kept a point at home against Inter, who are fighting for the Scudetto, which Juve are not, Reno, if you're still watching. Nah, I love you, man. But Verona's 3 points against a team that is now starting to become what I'm about to call the first potential victim of the trapdoor, the first potential victim of the drop into the first circle of hell, or the second, if you want to call it, because Serie B. Mate, this Monza team, they look capped. They look capped. They had more possession, but they did absolutely nothing with it in this game. I haven't seen the goal, so I'm going to go watch it now. Verona more effective with the ball, as all the stats are telling me at the moment. More corners for Monza. Looks like more possession for Monza. Let's have a look what went down in this relegation battle. Sensi loses the ball. Don't tell me they score. Oh. And Sensi. What a garbage goal, bro. What a Stefan Lekovic on debut. Poor kid. Poor kid on debut. Poor kid, bro. No wonder these cheap ass motherfuckers Verona got this win. Absolute disgrace, Verona. Absolute disgrace of you to get those 3 points. You should be ashamed of yourself. Embarrassed, humiliated. Who won? You won, but who cares, Verona? You should be absolutely embarrassed at yourselves. Embarrassed. They should dock Verona points. Oh, Sa. Well done. Nielsen, shit finish. Who's that heading that? That wasn't a bad header. Monza's goalkeeper looks short as. Look how short this guy is. Oscar. Oof. Oy, oy, oy. What a crap game between two second division sides. Suslov couldn't finish his dinner on an empty stomach. 1-0 to Verona. They get 3 very, very good points. They needed that goal, didn't they? Needed that goal. Unfortunately for this defender, that's going to go down as a debut to forget. But, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, right? Apparently. Next game, please. Hello. Hello, Anne. It's good to see you. Good to see you. How have you been? Good to see you again. Which team are you supporting more at the moment? No, I'm just kidding. I'm just playing around. Milan and Inter with the derby. I purposely saved that for last. Why would I get that one out of the way too early? So stick around. I'll get to that to the end, and make sure you let me know what your thoughts are and what your reactions are when I do get to that game. And that Juve one that left a sour taste for sure. Yes, both of those for sure, Rick, for sure. Anyway, let's move on. We are moving on to Retegi, who missed not 1, but 2 penalties. And guess what? I didn't watch the highlights of this game either. I really missed out on a lot. I was very busy this weekend. Let's watch it right now. Serie A doing a very crappy job of their highlights package as per usual now with their loss of rights, cutting down time 2 minutes and 33 seconds. Disgraceful amount of time for top tier highlights. What's the point of buying the rights? Not highlights. They're not highlights. Low rights. Nova! Oh my God! Run it back. Bresciarini. Bellanova, It had to be him against his former club. Oh, disallowed. Oh, Bellanova looks oh, he's devastated, bro. Absolute devastation. Bellanova with the corner. What a header. What a header. Bellanova with a great cross. Good on him, bro. Good on Bellanova for performing at the level that he can. Lazaro with a corner. I mean, with a free kick. And what a goal. Lazaro. Bellanova and Lazaro, two former Inter players providing the assists, providing the goods. Two former Inter players providing the assists in this game in Bellanova and Lazaro. I'll repeat it, two former Inter players. What's going on up front nine? Good to see you. If you got time after this, I won't be live. I'm going to make a quick video about Manchester United's transfer market, which was just piss poor, wasn't it? Piss poor, absolutely piss poor. And it'll go up on the Devils Down Under channel pretty much like 20 minutes after this. I'll upload the video, man. Once I record it and put it up. Here's the link in the description for anybody that wants to follow and support me over there. Good to see you again up front. If you let me know your name, I'll start calling you by your name. Oh, that looked like they went in from Brescianini, eh? It didn't. Lazaro stayed with him. Great defending from the former Inter player. Number 8 for Pasalic, who's looking like poop moments. Oh, Bellanova! Retegi was pushed, like, yeah, held down and everything. It's a penalty. Bellanova. Retegi. That's a garbage up your ass penalty, mate. That's an awful penalty. That's an awful penalty. Oh, Johnny Scams. Johnny Scams. One Lucas Scamacca. Oh, I thought Retegi missed 2 penalties. My bad. So maybe he's missed 2 penalties this season. Quadrado. Johnny Scams. Scam City is back. Scam City is back. Scamacca. All right, Sam. I got you, bro. My guy. Oh, my members, bro. You have more than enough, right? And more than my blessing and permission to throw it all at me in every way, shape, or form, bro. I love to see that. So sad that we gave you that 1 point. We would rather lose all our games than to give you 6 points to win the title. Fair call, man. Very, very, very well said, and I can respect that. Ciao, Rocky. Good to see you. All right, next game, please. Yeah, unlucky for them. Unlucky for Retegi, the league's top scorer, misses a penalty. The league's top scorer misses a penalty. Non è rigore per Retegi. Nah, no penalty for Retegi. Bologna. Not my surprise of the round because, you know, it can't be a surprise if Bologna's at home and Cormo's away to them. Look at the positions on the table. But Cormo played very, very well, even though they didn't get the points last week. And that was one of my what's going on, Steve. Como were really, really good in the result that they didn't win last week. I think it was their 2-1 defeat when they hosted Atalanta. So I thought that Como could genuinely pull off an upset in this game. But De Silvestri got the first one. And Fabian, another former Inter player. Geez, they're everywhere. It's like a plague around Serie A that aren't contributing to us. Yeah, Bologna at the end of the day are always gonna be favorites in a game like that. Even if they started with a lineup that I thought was slightly weaker than they could have put out. No Ealing Jr. in the starting lineup. No Castro in the starting lineup. Did I forget anyone else? Well, Fabian, the goal scorer, didn't start the game. They started with Delinga up front. Dutch guy. Even though he doesn't have a Dutch. Is he Dutch? I'm pretty sure he's Dutch. Delinga, Bologna. He's Dutch, yeah? Yeah, his first name's Tis. So, yeah. Oh, we got 21 people here right now. That grew quick. Thanks to everybody that stops by. Like the video, subscribe if you're new. Let me know if you are new, as per usual. Lord Figo, Scudetto. Roma shown Napoli can bleed. Scudetto, 100%. It's near. It's coming. And when it does, we'll do a nice call, you and I. We'll do a nice video call, you and I. Yeah, the Bologna lineup was always going to get it. And yeah, Silvestri, your proper Zio looking guy, does the damage. You see how Belotti started on the bench in this game. I don't know if anybody else saw it, and I might need to cross-reference it now, but did this guy move? Did Belotti go out on loan? Benfica signs Andrea Belotti on loan from Como. Benfica, you know. Benfica. That wasn't on my bingo card for deadline day. Was it on yours? I doubt it. I doubt it. This guy sat on the bench for Como like 48 hours before. Crazy stuff. Crazy stuff in the transfer market. Bologna hit the crossbar early in this game, so they were rattling Como pretty much straight away from a corner. And De Silvestri, I think, scores the first goal in the 25th minute. Cross comes in. He's out of position, De Silvestri, when he scores. He's come in all the way from right back on this set piece and cut straight through the middle, and just picked its header. Looked like prime Rodrigo Palacio from every single angle when he scored that goal, man. Bologna control pretty much majority of the first half. I watched extended highlights of this one already. This is a game that I was able to catch in a little bit of time, not live. I know Dalinga hit the crossbar as well, which he really should have scored. So, and the second half wasn't really much different. Como tried to chase the game a little bit, but at the end of the day, they were never going to come back from the what am I trying to say? The Rosso, the red card that they got. It was before half time. It was straight after the Dalinga what's it called? The crossbar hit, actually. Because what happened? I can't remember. It wasn't a handball, was it? I feel like I haven't seen. Nah, the player was back chatting the referee big time, giving bad attitude on this, and he already had a yellow, or he was shown a double yellow or something like that. I can't even remember what player it was. But as at that point, they're down to 10 men, and at that point, it's just not really a matter of if, it's a matter of when. Bologna are going to get their next goal, and they get it about 20 minutes from the full time whistle, 25 minutes across from deep. And I forget who gets the last. That's right, it was Fabian. Fabian was at the far post, if I remember correctly. And well done to them to get the 3 points. They needed it. Every team needs the points. I thought that Castro would start this game, but Castro did not start this game. Castro did not contribute to this game as much as Castro contributes to other games. And because of that, I have no comments on Castro. The reason we're talking about Castro a lot is because I believe he will wear the Nerazzurri one day. We will see. It's not a guarantee. No such thing as a guarantee in Serie A or football. One thing I will guarantee, I think I've settled, and this, I believe, is the best looking kit of the season in Serie A. This, I think, is the nicest kit. The second nicest kit, I'm not allowed to say what it is because it belongs to a club that I'm not going to compliment live on stream, and it's their third kit, and it still makes me sick looking at it. But at the end of the day, I'm looking at it and going, that looks nice. Disgusting. Looks good. Fiorentina, they get another win, another 3 points, just in time for the blockbuster double header. Come on, against Inter this Friday, 6:45 a.m. Sydney time. We will resume 75-minute fixture because of the very unfortunate incident that happened in the first fixture. Very unfortunate incident. And we resume play against the team in form. They're in form. All right. And Moise Kean is painting his own Mona Lisa every game at the moment, isn't he? Moise Kean is painting his own Mona Lisa every single game, and long may it continue. That finish, that finish, the guy who took the free kick, I forget his name, didn't even look when he was taking the free kick. He faked his eyes. Kean isn't even looking in the opposite direction as he puts it in. Oh, mate. Gossens puts the ball in as well, and Goodmanson makes it 2-0. I love seeing Robin Gossens play well. Absolutely love seeing Robin Gossens play well. Look how well I'm talking about this team. We've got to play them, man. We've got to play them. Inter's got to play Fiorentina twice back-to-back in 4 days, 5 days, man. They're in form at the right time. This is going to be hard. Oh, no. Are Fiorentina going to ruin Inter's season? Missed chances for Genoa everywhere. Max Alcorne missed an absolute peach of an opportunity late in the first half. they were still attacking Genoa. Like there wasn't for a lack of trying, and he ended up getting his goal in the second half anyway. Or was it De Winter? I think De Winter scored the goal for Genoa, but no points for Genoa. Genoa not necessarily in a relegation battle this season. Unfortunately, I'd like to see them in a relegation battle, but they're not. They've been clear of that for a couple of weeks now, a few weeks for me. Let's go to the next game as we start to wrap up this match day towards the bigger fixtures. Lazio beats Cagliari 2-1 in a game that was actually played today, and that brought Lazio's back into fourth spot, right? Yeah, they're ahead of Juventus. So, yeah, I didn't understand today. A friend of mine, Miko, who's one of the members of the Interjections crew, was talking to me about this game while I was in and out of work, and I didn't even pay attention to him at the time. I was just busy, and then I looked at it later on. I'm like, why would I be interested in that game? Why would I have an investment in that game? I'm like, oh yeah, Lazio are fighting for a fourth spot to keep out Juve or Milan in the event that Italy doesn't get the fifth coefficient points for UCL. And if I'm allowed to be petty and selfish for a moment, I don't want that fifth spot. I don't want anything to do with that fifth spot in this country. I want one of Juve or Milan or potentially both to miss out on Champions League football next season. Cagliari is a team that is still very much in a relegation fight and a relegation battle. They are 1 point above the relegation zone at the moment, if I recall correctly. We'll go to the Classifica at the end of the video. They lost again. Who won? Not Cagliari. Piccoli had a good shot, though, early in the game. I was able to watch the 2.5-minute highlights, 3-minute highlights, whatever it was, on YouTube at work today, and we'll see how much I can remember off the top of my head. They had another chance, but they didn't score. They had two more chances in the first half, Cagliari, I think, but they didn't score. Lazio, on the other hand, decides to punish them virtually on their first chance of the match. I can't remember them having a chance before that. I didn't read that they had a good chance before that, but it got called back pretty much straight away for offside from the flag. It got called off from the flag as there was you don't see that very often. You see it go to VAR and for the refs to can it, but at the end of the day, I watched the highlights back and it touches a Bologna player. So from my opinion, the ball's back in play at that point, isn't it? The ball's completely back in play at that point. I don't think he can be offside. So I don't know what happened with that call. Maybe I don't know the rules at the moment, but I thought that once that Bologna player kicks that ball or touches that ball, then it should be back in play and it should be a goal. But apparently it's not. And therefore, apparently, I don't know the rules. And anyway, 1-0 to Lazio, 1-0 to Zaccagni 5 minutes before the halftime break anyway. 1-0 to Zaccagni. Lazio's pressure pays off, and I think that Lazio this season, they need to just keep their eyes on this fourth spot because it's definitely attainable. It's definitely attainable, and I really want one of those bigger sides to miss out. Those bigger sides being Milan or Juve. Who scored the goal for Cagliari? I can't remember for the life of me. It might have been Viola, might have been Piccoli. Probably was Piccoli, to be honest. Nobody else really can find the back of the net like Piccoli can for them. And even though I watched the highlights today, it was a header. It was a header, but I forget. And I'm just trying to think if it was a header, it's probably going to be Piccoli. But the lead didn't last very, very long because it was about half hour from time. Big cross from Isaacson, I'm sure it was. And Castellanos is showing more often than not that he can repent his price tag. And that's why I've got him in the picture there today. I think he's actually pretty good. I don't mind him as a player. Let's get to Juve. Juve, Colomuani. He's pretty good, isn't he? He's a pretty good player. Pretty good player, this Colomuani. Very strong, very agile. Reminds me of a slightly more lanky, clumsy Ousmane Dembele, but with some great footwork, great ability to stay on 2 feet, and even better ability to shrug off a defender. I think his spatial awareness and positioning is a little bit drifty at the moment, but that'll come in time with Serie A. Serie A being a very uniquely tactical league in comparison to other ones. I can't say many good things about them or this jersey. So ugly, isn't it? But great win for them because they needed it. Like, if there was a team that needed 3 points in this match day, it wasn't Venezia, it wasn't Verona, it was Juve because the fans really, really needed this one. And in an objective, completely non-biased point of view, the fans really, really needed this one. and they will know that they need to just stay patient with the regime, patient with Motta, and see how they finish this season. They just need to hope that key players pick up form. Dusan Vlahovic scored an absolute perler in this one. It's a shame that it was the wrong decision to make. And the fact that he made it at only 2-1 still makes me laugh, because he rips it as if to say, I'm such a selfish piece of merda. I know I'm going to leave here soon. I'm just going to rip its mum. And it just so happened that this went in. But, it counts for little when you miss as many easy chances as you do throughout the season. And it costs your team crucial competition points. But that was an absolute screamer, and that will be in the contenders for goal of the season. Good game from Colomwani, good game from Yildiz, good game from Juve, and side comment, Empoli are shit. Empoli are such a shit team, man. Every season they're in Serie A, they're just such a collateral waste of space when they are there. And if they were to get relegated again this season, I wouldn't miss them one bit, man. Europa League theme playing in the background. Let's hope, bro. That would be the best thing in the world. That's what I want more than anything. I want that in the Europa League right there. Great goal from Spinazzola. Let's get to the two penultimate fixtures of the match day. Spinazzola with an awesome finish, and up until the 92nd minute. 92nd minute. Can you guys hear me? I think I just knocked my microphone out accidentally, but I think I've put it back in. So just let me know that you can hear me and we'll be all good. Didn't expect the equalizer from Roma, but all I remember is being able to get that notification. Yes. Absolutely awesome to get that notification, because I thought that we were done at that point. I thought that Inter were done at that point, and that it wasn't going to be possible for us to recoup the points in time to win the Scudetto. But we did, and it's all thanks to that.
Angelino goal! Just throw shit! We are so back! We are so...
Absolute clown. We are so back. Inter are so back thanks to this guy. And this isn't just me being hot on him now, man. I was messaging my boy Adam. I was messaging him for weeks, maybe not weeks, but last week. And I'm pretty sure I've messaged him at least twice before that, or once before that, going, this guy is a fucking animal. He's a workhorse. I like him. He's just got that look in his eyes. The eyes, Chico, they never lie. And look at this guy, bro. He's a demon, cuz. He is a demon. So big up to him. Big up to him. I hope Roma keep him for a while, and he does very, very, very well there. Antonio Conte will be livid. Sorry, it's been a long 36 minutes. Antonio Conte will be livid at dropping those points late, because dropping those 2 points would have really, really hurt, because gaining them would have propelled them. It would have put them in a position that would have made it extremely difficult for Inter, extremely difficult for Inter at this point in time to gather our thoughts together and to be able to collectively sit here and say, oh yeah, we're still favorites for this league. No, we would be now chasing the pack completely. It was a good game, though, overall. Napoli did very, very well to score first, very well to hold the lead as well. As I said, great goal from Spinazzola. But all is well that ends well, and this doesn't really end well at the end of the day for Napoli. Lineup-wise, I actually thought played okay for Roma in this game. I thought Sule was pretty good in this game. A lot of the time his output falls on dead legs, but I still think he played pretty well. I thought Anguissa had another very good game for Napoli. I don't remember when he plays bad games, to be honest. It's still very weird to see Scott McTominay putting in hard-working shifts in the land of pizza. But it's absolutely crazy, absolutely crazy. And just for the record, that I believe Matteo Politano should have won a penalty instead of getting a yellow card for simulation. I believe Matteo Politano should have won a penalty there. But I don't really care at the end of the day. I needed them to drop points. We needed them to drop points because who didn't win? We didn't win. Far out. This was expected, man. I premeditated my sadness for this fixture, you know. I premeditated it. That's why I wasn't reacting as bad in the live drive. Like, I could have been screaming my guts off that morning, but instead I was just pessimistically speaking like this, like, it's over. It's over. Get it together, guys. It is done, bro. It is done. And then Angelino brings us back to life after Renders decided to start to bury our hopes of retaining our Scudetto and getting to the 21st one. Oh, you are eating this morning, eh? Good on you, W. Thanks for coming through again. My new second favorite team is Roma. Raven says, I know Taremi has not performed well recently, but in the derby, he might have been able to help. He played at the Conceição at Porto. Possibly. That's a good point. Inzaghi just didn't feel the need to use him. Inzaghi's substitutions ended up being the positive turning point for us in that game, even though I wasn't sure if they were good subs at the time. So well done to those. All is well that ends well. Let's flick it to our image. Thank you very much. Still cannot understand the not given penalty to Thuram. Yes, there was meant to be a penalty for Politano and there was meant to be a penalty for Thuram in this game. I've spoken a lot about this game on the channel in general, so there's no need to focus too much on it now. Let's just go straight to the table instead. Not a good point for Inter. And if I'm going to be completely honest, no more of a better point or a good point for Milan. Shit point for Milan. You were really close to 3 points in the derby, but more importantly, your particular position on the table is absolutely wank. It's absolutely awful, isn't it? It's absolutely embarrassing. I'd be embarrassed. I'm embarrassed at the fact that we didn't beat you because of how embarrassed you should be about being yourselves. Look at this crap. Like, I have to, like, look, 35 competition points, bro. You're minus 16 from us. Minus 16, and we still drop the points. I'm livid, bro. I'm absolutely filthy at this result. I am filthy at this result. 17 people on Inter Worldwide. Like the video, subscribe if you are new, and consider heading to the inferior Devils Down Under, where I will be uploading another piece of content on Manchester United's disgusting transfer market. Atalanta, they're out of they're not going to be in this title race, man. They're just not good enough to keep up points wise. You can always tell when a team doesn't have it in them, and they just don't have it in them. One win out of their last 5, awful form. Probably prefer to be focusing on Europe. Let's have a look. I thought so. They got drawn against Brugge. They'll love that draw. Atalanta will love that draw. They should both play in their home jersey and just see who can visually get their leg up. That'd look identical. And then you can throw us in there as fans with all of us wearing home jerseys. Lazio 4th on 42 competition points. Juventus 5th on 40 competition points. Fingers and toes and ears and nose all crossed that Italy do not get that 5th coefficient spot in Europe. Look at us cheering against it rather than for it, because we are in there. We are in that shit tattoo. Remember fighting for it? Remember Empoli on the last day? Remember Lazio on the last day? Remember that junkie level mentality? Oh, man, hopefully I don't have to go through that more than once or twice again in my life. I know football comes in cycles. I think I'm old, but I'm not that old. I could see that at least 2 or 3 or 4 more times in my lifetime. Fiorentina, stacking the goods, 39 competition points with a game in hand on Juve. Also with a game in hand on Juve are Bologna in 7th position. Milan on 35 points as well with a game in hand. They've played 22 games altogether. Roma, 23 games, 31 points. So I don't think the top 8 is actually going to change again this season. I don't think Roma under Ranieri are going to have it in their gas to make up that many points, although they are on an undefeated streak at the moment. they might be preferring to focus on their run in Europe, which is the Conference League, I believe. No, it's the Europa League. Sorry for the disrespect. They also beat Eintracht Frankfurt, which is not easy, but they also lost to AZ Alkmaar, which also is not easy. So let's see how they go in the Europa League. Did they finish in the top 8? I hope that they did, because I do want Italian sides to do well in Europe, except Milan and Juve. No, Lazio came first. That's right. Far out, Roma. You guys suck. There you go. Lazio gained the automatic qualification in the Europa League. All right, back to it. Udinese on 29, Torino on 27, Genoa on 26. Relegation bracket starts at spot 13 at the moment. If we're going to keep updating this, and you guys know that have watched me for a while, I like relegation battles. I find them extremely interesting. Barella was the only guy holding the ball and asking the team to regroup in order to chase the winner. I love that mentality. Barella and Bastoni have an undefeated mentality in this team. More so Barella, though. How good was that tackle from Pavard? Yeah, bro, it was a really, really good tackle. I loved it as well. So here's your relegation battle starting right now in 13th position. Verona on 23 competition points. Lecce on 23. Como on 22. Empoli on 21. Cagliari on 21. Parma on 20. Venezia and Monza are the two early contenders for relegation. Monza is starting to look in the closet and the wardrobe to see what they're packing in their bags. I think that the thought is now very much in the head, because every game now for Monza is a 150 billion% must win. I'm going to open up a new tab and I'll check that. I'll check that out for us now. Monza fixtures. Like, if they need to start winning games, bro. Like, look at their fixture list cards. Lazio away. They got home to Lecce. They need to win that game. Monza need 3 points when they host Lecce on February 17. They go away to Rome after that again. So 2 trips to Rome in the space of 2 weeks to play Roma. And then Torino at home, and then they play Inter. We're going to spank their monkey ass, bro. Like, we're going to kick their culos right back to Monza, bro. 4-0, 5-0. Who's going to win? We're going to win. And then they've got Parma. So they need to get some points, bro, because they are done. They are absolutely fried out here, bro. Proper grilled octopus, man. They are done. Monza are finished. Relegation is starting to get tattooed. The more I'm repeating it in my head, the more I see it happening, bro. I see it happening. And then Galliani's going to have a tough decision to make, whether or not he sticks around and keeps the rebuild going, or whether or not he concedes defeat. He doesn't want to get relegated, man. He will be embarrassed if he does. This isn't what he came here for. And we know that story of him with the letter posted on the door to the players. In Serie B, off the top of my head, I'm actually not following Serie B anywhere near as close as I have the previous years before that. I know who's doing well and I know who's not doing well. I know Sassuolo are killing it. They will most likely come back up. I know Pisa, once again, are doing well. They should have probably been promoted a previous year before this. They will probably get promoted at the end of the season, depending. I know Spezia is doing well. I know Catanzaro is doing well. I know Bari is doing okay, and I know Palermo is slightly underperforming. I know that they're around about that playoff zone, but I would prefer to see Palermo higher, obviously, as someone who has a Sicilian background. Long story short, Monza is going to go down and Sassuolo is going to take their spot. So a team that drops points will make way for one of our bogey teams that always seems to make sure that we drop points. That's it for me today, man. That was a nice little stream. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. And I will be back very shortly, because Inter's got games up the culo with Fiorentina doubleheader coming up. So I need to be around for that. If anybody does want to head over to Devils Down Under, there will be a video being uploaded in about 20-30 minutes time once I get to it about Manchester United's market. Okay. See you guys soon. See you guys here. Forza Inter. Ciao.